Exam 4 or 5?
Five.
5,
Yeah.
okay.
What does the average American consume per year in megawatt hours?
Okay.
Yeah,
And
everywhere we got
I
that.
just found what I had done in the problem set that we did.
Okay.
And then, because I had it in kilowatt hours and converted it, and that was not right.
All right.
So-
Yeah. And I know that's frustrating. So is this
That's
it?
all good.
Yeah.
Exam 5? Yeah.
No, you said-
What was the key word in there? Just American?
Average of American. I think that should do it.
Yeah.
Average citizen.
Okay. All right. Let's.
You might have to reopen because it closed. Or it closes today.
Average U.S. citizen consumes approximately blank megawatt hours per year. I'm going to look it up in the book. I could take a crack at it, but let's just see.
Yeah, I'm sure the book has a specific figure that might be, 5% off of what the internet gives you. and-
Yeah, let's just take a look.
The reason why I probably got it wrong is because I took the current population versus the 2013 per capita.
Oh, gotcha.
or something.
Well, I'm glad to hear you guys were industrious about finding it. I just flipped through the book right here and found this guy.
What page?
I'm on page 372, electricity around the world, table 9.5, per capita electricity consumption and electricity generation by fuel. So, the UK is 5.2, the world is at 3, China is 2.4, India is 0.6, France is 7.7, Denmark is 6.3, and the US we're at 13.1. So,
Because I said 13.
okay, let's just check it out. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Megawatt hours per year. So I'm just going to type in 13.1.
Yeah, I tried that. It was wrong.
Oh, good. Let's see what happens.
Units needed.
Submit all and finish. Let's find it here.
Maybe put that one down,
Yeah, it would be green on that one.
Well, let's see what I got in here. Oh, huh. I think that must have been from a previous book. Oh, I see. Yeah, here's part of the issue is
so. You
the.
do need the units, eh?
Well,
One alternative answer didn't have any.
Oh.
the issue is it's from a previous textbook.
All right.
Yeah,
Case closed.
there we go. Thanks.
But
Yeah.
it says average US citizen, not per capita, meaning, would that be the whole state or the whole country usage?
Well, it's the average. There might be somebody out there that's at 0, and I'm sure there's several people out there that even 100 times that much.
Is that what,
I mean, look at Elon Musk, man. He's using all electricity driving his car around.
oh yeah, I saw a Tesla charging station out at Best Western off of Reserve.
Yeah.
I
There's
was
two of them
really
in town, huh?
excited, and I was like, yes. I'm gonna buy one, when I get enough money.
It's a lot.
I'll get the
Dude, I saw some
Model 3.
Model 3's coming out. Okay.
Some college kid were driving around with a Tesla.
All right,
the other
thank
day.
Yeah,
you.
I was like,
for sure. Yeah.
I saw it.
I think, guys, all that happened there was that was from a previous textbook. So, all right. So we'll get you credit. Perfect. Okay. So here's a shot of what hyperinflation looks like when a country thinks it can sort of get out in front of economic problems, and just the sheer mass of dollars, and I guess in this case it would be Deutschmarks. So here we go. Box 12.2. In 1922 and 1903, inflation in Germany reached staggering proportions. I think this is, well, yeah, things weren't good. I mean, this was, obviously 10 years before World War II, and this might have been part of the issue.
They were reeling from World War I.
Yeah, 2,500% per month. Like, what is that? I don't even know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just like add another zero on the end of the, yeah. At the beginning of 1922, the mark was worth $2.38. Well, that's pretty good. Eventually, in November of 23, so this is, not even 2 years later, the exchange rate was stabilized. What number is that? Billion? That was going to be a million. 4.2 trillion marks to the dollar. What does that even mean? It's just like,
Needs your money.
That means that's-
yeah.
Lighted it. That's kindling.
Costs more to make it.
Yeah. Well, in fact, it said the money was so worthless that it required thick bundles of banknotes to buy even basic groceries. Yet life went on and workers were paid in similar thick bundles of notes. The real value did not change, just the value of money. Well-
Well, I mean, the value of the commodity that.
Yeah, and, we could sort of get into what the real value is, and it's a
Just maybe they can see that.
different question. The real value did not change, just the value of the money. Traders and banks used the U.S. dollar as real money as a unit to account to keep track of what was going on. The mark became useless as a store of value, and many people's life savings were wiped out because, say you had a few thousand marks in the bank, well,
It's worth like.
what do you do with it? Yeah, it's
cents.
just, a couple cents.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. They were like actually like using the exchange rate as a way to, you know what I mean, decide how much their money's worth.
Well,
US dollar.
Yeah, and I don't, I don't know what,
Was that a worldwide thing?
well,
No.
yeah, no, like, here's the thing, so let's just say somebody from Samoa rolled in with, with a big suitcase of Samoan coins and tried to spend it to buy lunch. They couldn't, they wouldn't take it, like, I don't know what that is, you'd have to go to a bank first. The same thing, I'm sure there are plenty of places in the world I could roll up with a bunch of dollar bills, like, what do I do with that? How do you go spend that in the Kalahari, for example? Where do you put it? There's nothing to do with it. So the other thing that I don't know if you guys have been watching the Bitcoin market or not, but I just went to buy movie tickets, on my phone the other night, and said, would you like to pay in Bitcoin? Well, yeah, I couldn't have gone to see, Tom Cruise shoot 'em up movie for Bitcoin. I don't have any, but there's nothing. So from what I'm seeing in terms of the way, right there there's a picture of currency, which is how we typically think of money, but everything on planet Earth has been monetized. Right? If you want to go hire somebody, well, their time is worth something. You want to go buy some property, every square foot is worth something. If so name something that you don't think is monetized, and let me know. And even right now, just on a side note, so I'm a member of the National Society of Professional Engineering, and we're trying to make our own currency. And the idea being that, if I'm an engineer and I'm working on something, sure, I might want to get paid, right now to do the engineering analysis. Or I might believe that this project is very important, and so do you, but you don't have the money to pay me now because it hasn't been funded. So I could say, well, pay me this many dollars later, or I could say, well, I don't want to be paid in dollars. I want to be paid in engineering quant. And I was like, well, what's an engineering quant? Well, it's this much of my time. It's worth this much. In the same way that, like, could you really tell me what a single Bitcoin is worth in dollars? Well, maybe, but it's a moving target. It's all over the place. So, and I don't know where the thing's going to go, but the fact is, you can now buy movie tickets in America for Bitcoin, and it could be later that when you go and step on a rocket someday that's been designed by an engineer who's like, yeah, I just want to see this rocket get built. You pay that in quant, and then that comes back in whatever exchange the dollar is worth at that point. Yeah.
Kind of like the time bank.
Yeah, you can think of the time bank. Yeah, you put in an hour or two, if you're doing your specialty, maybe you're doing some.
You can like recruit
Okay.
somebody else.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have
it
value,
is.
And then you're just
Yeah.
giving it to them.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. In
I
term-
guess, sorry.
Go ahead.
I guess my confusion with this whole thing with the Deutschmarks is because they're in Germany though, right? So then they're spending marks to get things, but they're like the value's changing because of the dollar. Because I guess, like, I don't know, the way that you explained it just now,
Yeah.
I'm still a little confused because, I mean, even if you're trying to take, it's like trying to spend foreign money here isn't the same thing as like them spending marks in Germany. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Because that's their national thing.
Okay, so,
Go ahead.
Germany was forced to pay for all the damages after World War II, or World War I rather,
Mhm.
and in doing so, their economy collapsed. The money didn't go anywhere, but the value of the commodities within their country went basically to zero. So these people were handing money back and forth that had nothing backing it up. It's like, they were the gold standard back then, where your money actually had to be worth something.
Yeah.
And they had nothing to back up their money. So,
Took more fake money to get the same stuff that you get for a
yeah,
cheap.
it might as well have been
price.
monopoly money, because nothing was
Yeah.
backing it up. Europe took everything from Germany left it.
And they can.
That's the best I can
Yeah, that's good explanation. It's better, yeah.
Better.
An item represent something else that's of value, Like
Yeah.
just having a gold standard is still strange to me, how is that?
Well, yeah, that's a really good question. And here's something, here's something I'll show you. This is something, if you want to dive into it a little deeper, this is one of my favorite papers in the world. And the nice thing about it, it's actually pretty easy to understand.
Vietnam, for $40 or $45, you get $100,000.
What's the guy's name?
For how much, right?
Like $40 or $45.
Jeez,
Like $45,
unless
you
you're
get
trying to-
$100,000.
My brother moved to Buenos Aires, so that, just like getting the pesos there was down there versus here.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I don't know if you saw the movie, A Beautiful Mind. I think Russell Crowe played John Nash, and I don't know if Nash is still alive, but when I was there on the faculty at Drexel, there was a professor who knew him personally, and I think, at that point, maybe 10 years ago, I don't know if he's still alive or not, but there he was. I'm sure the Google could probably tell us. But John Nash won the Nobel Prize in economics, and he did so for this. This was not the only paper he published, but the
Died last year.
did he die last year? Oh, well, okay. So here's where here's his economics problem. Yeah, well, this is, we're in 1950, and maybe you're out on the
Prairie.
the prairie somewhere, right, keeping the cattle in line. But so Bill has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. He's got a book, a whip, a ball, a bat, and a box. Jack has 4 different things: a pen, a toy, a knife, and a hat. Now, Bill has he's already read the book, so it's just got a value of a 2 to him. Jack hasn't because he's about to take the class in the spring, so it's got more value. Could be that Bill actually has, well, he's got the bat, so he doesn't necessarily need the whip. He still needs a weapon, right? And Jack's like, yeah, I could take it or leave it too because, hey, I got a knife. Bill has the ball, but Jack's like, yeah, I don't care. I've got a rock in my backyard, so I don't really need it. They want the bat equally. Bill needs this box because he's got all this junk to keep in it, and Jack's like, I don't have that much stuff. I got, the hat's on my head, the knife's in my pocket. What do I need a box for, right? So you can see what the relative values of these things are. Well, Jack, let's see, Jack has the pen, but he doesn't need it. He's got a photographic memory, so why would I need a pen? It's all in my head. But Bill's like, oh my gosh, I got a test coming up. I really need that pen. And and likewise, on down the road. So you can just think of multiple scenarios, right? So what ends up happening is something like this. So what these graphs show is, let's say, trading starts, and you can imagine as many different scenarios as there are objects. And it's actually, I don't know it's like something n factorial. It's a tremendous number of different trades that could happen. In one scenario, one guy ends up with everything, and the other guy ends up with nothing. Kind of like Germany after World War. And so what you get into there, or it could be that Jack ends up with the pen, he ends up with the ball, and he ends up with the box. He ends up with these 4 things that with a value of 1, and Bill ends up with the hat. He ends up with the book, and I guess those are the 2 lowest value things. But if you're ending up with the stuff you don't want, you're over here in this dead zone where you don't want to be. It's the minimum utility where everybody is grumpy because they didn't get what they want. Over here, you're sort of in the the relatively happy zone. Everyone does a win-win. In this case, Bill is the loser. Jack's the winner because he's got all the toys. Down here, Jack's the loser, and Bill's the winner because he ends up with all the toys. So this you could see as the economy and sort of what drives, and you can do this for anything, oil, gas, solar panels, fields of hay, whatever. So every single economics problem really boils down to this. The thing that keeps the machine moving, of course, is money, because we don't really live in a barter system anymore. So the money you can just sort of think of as the lubrication in the economy is really all it comes down to. Okay. So if you get a chance, take a look at that. We use it quite a bit. We're trying to make similar arguments for forest health, where and forestry jobs, because if on the one hand, and I'll just show you that. I'll show you an example I came up with. I'm actually kind of proud of this. Let me just see if I can find it. Where is this bad boy?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let's see if I can find it. I'm not gonna. show you all the. Here it is. Yeah, so you can think of forest health as being optimized in some way, right? So if all the trees are cut down, the forest is dead and it's not healthy. If the forest is backed up with a bunch of beetle kill, it's also not healthy. If the and you can also think of the forester as, you know, as somebody who can either go too far and become, you know, a parasite on the forest where it's all gone, or somebody who's actually, you know, out there grooming it and maintaining it, which is optimal, because then the forester gets to keep his job forever, keeping the forest healthy. So what I'm trying to show here is, and again, it's just back to, you know, Bill and Jack with their stuff. The forest is healthier when the harvest is optimal. You're taking just enough trees. You're not taking too many, not taking too few. Versus down here, there's two different ways for the forest to be unhealthy. So down here is the forest is unhealthy. Too many trees versus not enough trees, right? So somewhere in the middle is Goldilocks. It's just enough. Okay, so, but then let's look at the financial return. So a lot of things come out of the forest. You know, a lot, that's just, you know, paper, boards, compost, you name it. All kinds of things come out of the forest. But if you're making suboptimal products, let's say you're making mulch out of beetle kill when you could be making beautiful headboards and flooring and siding that's in high demand, let's just say in, you know, somewhere in Europe, you're not making as much money as you could be because you're making stupid mulch instead of high-end furniture. But maybe you are dialed in and you're making some really nice high-quality products and your financial gain is up. Now, on the forest side, if there are too many trees, you're paying money to squirt water on burning trees every summer. And it's costly. So your financial return is negative. You're just like throwing money at burning forests. Versus, you know, not enough trees because you cut them all down and now nobody wants to come and visit the forest and you know, fish and hunt and all that good stuff. So you can almost take any type of economics problem and put it on these two axes. And it's just a good little exercise to go. So when you're thinking through your renewable energy projects, or even, you know, really even like your own time management, like at some point, it's good to stop studying and start sleeping for your own mental health.
About the forest fire that you were talking about, that the guy that set that one down south.
Yeah.
He got fined $7,000 for it. Out of the millions and millions and millions of dollars that it cost, he was fined $7,000.
Well, if you fined him millions, would he pay it? I mean, I don't. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. That's a good question. That's another, you know, head scratcher on economics.
I mean, $7,000, you know, it's just like so much of it's gone. And pay so little, but you can't get your money back from the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
No.
roaring one is what I was talking about, just a couple of months ago.
Mhm.
I'll take a little break here.